Tell me something, would you have a problem if Apple did a staggered iPhone launch one more time? Because yes, we have new details on the iPhone 14's production issues, but it might not be as bad as we thought, though it's not necessarily good. We have some new details on what iPadOS 16 will bring, and I think it's long overdue. And what if the price tag of that nothing Phone 1 was actually enticing enough to actually make it something? I'm Jaime Rivera, and, well, all I can do is join Steve Kerr in absolutely everything he said a few days ago. Stay safe, everybody. This is Pocketnow Daily. The official news today are non-existent again, so let's start with some leaks about nothing. A couple of days ago, we covered a few details the company shared on the Phone 1, but now we have a new leak from Germany with some interesting information. Apparently, the device will launch on July 21st, though we're not sure if that's the date for the unveiling or when sales are going to start, but either way, it's a key date. Where the leak gets very interesting is when they mention the price, as it's apparently rumored at 500 euros. And of course, this means they'll have to cut some corners to get the price there. But if there's someone that I trust to get that done with a flagship, it's Carl Pei. So yeah, transparent design that sounds promising with all their rearranging that they're claiming, hopefully some flagship specifications, and the possible launch in July at 500 euros. I mean, hey, I'm down. Where do I sign? Moving on, let's talk about iPadOS 16, and even if we hadn't heard anything about it, this really has me excited. On a new tweet, Steve Thorne-Smith says that he better not get excited about iPad improvements because of Apple's history, but he then shows that WebKit added some infrastructure for a multitasking mode on iOS that looks like a system toggle that enables freely resizing windows. Then we got a separate update from GitHub where an Apple engineer corroborated these changes by referring to the updates to WebKit that are designed to improve compatibility with this new mode. And even if I don't want to get my hopes up, WebKit has been a good indicator for upcoming features in the past, so this could really be happening this year. Apple's main issue with doing this is taking some sales away from the Mac, but listen, I'm excited because this could be one step into unlocking iPad's full potential, even if I feel that they should also be running Final Cut Pro, at least on the M1 variants, to just call these real machines, but let me know what you think in the comments. Speaking of that, let's talk about Apple and their upcoming chips. And yes, they're actually that hot for us to be able to just have a segment for them. We have a new thread on Twitter from Shrimp Apple Pro where he's citing a fairly reliable source, but tells us to take it with a grain of salt. He claims that the A16 Bionic will continue to use TSMC's 5nm process, and we can expect a slightly better CPU, LPDDR5 RAM, and a better GPU. There were some rumors that we'd be getting 4nm chips, but Shrimp mentions how TSMC's 4nm process is just the 5nm chip with a bit more salt and pepper, so we're not missing out on much according to him. And then finally, he does mention that the next M series processors will be moving to the 3nm process, which would also be Apple's custom ARM v9 processor. He also says that the final SoC of the M1 series, which could be getting a different name, will come with an updated Avalanche and Blizzard cores. And here's the thing, I mean, this could also be a somewhat modified version of the M1, as some reports claim that the M2 could be getting pushed until 2023, which could be due to these supply chain issues. Again, let's take these with a grain of salt, but listen, I'm down for a 3nm M processor on an iPad that can multitask and run pro apps, of course, aside from the Macs. And finally, for the most interesting news today, let's talk about the upcoming iPhone series, the 14s, and those production issues we discussed yesterday. Just to jog your memory, we had a new report from Nikkei claiming that at least one iPhone 14 is about 3 weeks behind on production due to the lockdowns. And now we have Jeff Pu expanding on the matter. Pu claims that the model in question is the new 14 Max, which makes sense, considering that this is the first time that they're producing the SKU. Apparently, this issue has specifically been caused by Pegatron stopping production due to the the latest Shanghai lockdown. And the 14 Max is now expected to enter mass production until late August, which is just weeks away before we get the 14 series unveiled. Pu claims that the 14, 14 Pro, and 14 Pro Max are still on schedule to reach mass production in early August, and that it's unclear if the 14 Max will be available until later or if they will just launch it with other models but then have limited stock. Thing is, we then got Ming-Chi Kuo chiming in saying that even if it's running behind, it's still under control and suppliers can just work overtime to catch up with the schedule. He believes that the challenges will come from the demand side instead of the supply side. But here's the thing. While I trust Ming-Chi Kuo more than anyone, that's not what's happening to Apple right now. Seriously, try to buy any Apple product this moment online and notice that most of the base models of iPhones and iPads are at least 2 weeks in wait times. Clearly, something is wrong because all they're offering are the most expensive tiers and certain color options. But anyways, in today's question, let us know, are you interested in the iPhone 14 Max? Because honestly, I'm kind of not. I know that a lot of people like larger iPhones and they would like to pay less, but seriously, I think that the mini variant is just one of the most beloved ones, and I at least wish that they keep the 13 mini for a little extra time. But anyways, that's just me. Leave us a comment down below. We'd love to know your opinion. Friends, again, if you want to get the news earlier, follow us on PocketNow.com and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. You can also follow us on social media. Our extended coverage happens on Instagram, and follow me on my personal handles to see me debate if I should even celebrate this Friday. It's been a crazy week. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw. I'm Jaime Rivera. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next week.